Last week we looked at Jesus Christ and his work in the lives of his followers and restoring those who had stumbled and fallen along the way. This week I want us to look at the miraculous things that Jesus did for people who needed his touch. Good morning, I'm Pastor Ernie Lewis of the Blue Point Church in Sisney, Illinois, with your thoughts for Monday. You know, during Jesus' ministry, there were several occasions when he stepped in on behalf of certain individuals who needed a rescue from disease or leprosy, perhaps even from demon possession. One of these examples seems to be a woman named Mary Magdalene. Undoubtedly, in these days, many had been involved in such sin that a demon had been allowed to move into their heart and life and had taken up residence there. Jesus knew these individuals, and certainly he recognized the evil spirit within them also. When we first read about Mary Magdalene, it's in Luke chapter 8. It simply refers to the fact that Jesus had removed these demons from her life and rescued her from her misery. It says in Luke 8 and verse 2, "And the 12 were with him, and certain women who had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities. Mary, called Magdalene, out of whom had come 7 demons." You know, we certainly cannot imagine the grief and the anguish that one experienced when they had been controlled by these evil spirits from within. No doubt this had brought great depression, perhaps even some attempts at suicide during her life. And we don't hear about the encounter between her and Jesus, but we do hear the results of what Jesus was able to do in her life. By the way, the video series called The Chosen gives an especially touching account of how Jesus might have worked in the life of this woman, but we really don't know for sure. So in Luke chapter 8, we read where she has committed her life to Jesus Christ. She is traveling with him along the way as he preaches and ministers in that region. These verses, by the way, also tell us of those who provided for him with their substance. Perhaps she was one of those who was able to help fund the ministry and the travels of Jesus Christ. But Mary was also one who followed Jesus all the way to Calvary, was one of those who witnessed his crucifixion there and even his burial. As a matter of fact, she was also one of the ladies in that group who came to the tomb on the 3rd day after his crucifixion to prepare his body for burial. Subsequently, by the way, she was the first to witness Jesus after he had risen from the dead, as she was leaving the garden that day from the empty tomb. It's a great account of what happens in the life of one rescued from sin by the Savior. Now, of course, those of us who follow Jesus today and believe in him have also been rescued from our sin. Perhaps not the dramatic rescue from 7 demons that we see here, but rescued from sin nonetheless. What kind of evidence of this divine rescue shows up in our life every day as we seek to live for him?